Alex the lion was at home in front of an audience. He had spent most of his life as the star attraction at the New York Zoo, honing his signature dance moves. Now he was getting a hero send-off from a horde of lemurs on the island of Madagascar. Alex and his friends had been marooned there following an ill-fated attempt to vacation in Connecticut.
We're gonna miss you, little fuzz buckets!
Alex called to the lemurs.
You guys have been a great crowd!
The lemurs' leader, King Julian, popped out of a cake during their going-away party.
Hey, freaks!
He said,
You would be very glad to hear that I am coming with you.
The rickety plane took off, headed for New York. But after a while, Skipper the penguin had an announcement.
Attention! This is your captain speaking. I've got good news and bad news. The good news is we'll be landing immediately. The bad news is we're crash landing.
As the plane plummeted toward the ground, Alex told his pal Marty the zebra,
This could be it, Marty! I just want you to know you are truly a one-in-a-million friend!
But Melman the giraffe had an even bigger declaration. He shouted out that he loved Gloria the hippo. Gloria slept through the whole thing. Back in the cockpit, Skipper flirted with the hula doll on the dashboard.
My goodness, doll, you're shaking like a leaf,
Skipper said.
Rico, you've had your fun. Pull up.
Skipper directed his penguin crew through a landing that got them safely to the ground, but destroyed most of the plane in the process. Skipper congratulated the crew.
Good landing, boys. Who says a penguin can't fly?
He promised Alex and the others that with
grit, spit, and a whole lot of duct tape, we should be up and running in, say, 6 to 9 months.
He also recruited the chimps to help. As Alex wandered away from the crash site, a safari jeep spotted him. Tourists snapped pictures of the lion before speeding away.
Hey, it's people!
He shouted. Alex chased them and begged to be rescued, but they thought he was trying to attack. A vicious old lady named Nana beat the tar out of Alex with her handbag. Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria trudged off, but over the next rise, they found a breathtaking view of the savannah. Alex stared at it in wonder.
I know this place.
He realized. Marty said,
I think it's Africa.
The friends discovered they were indeed in Africa, on a wildlife reserve. It was surrounded by hunters, so Zuba, the leader of the animals, could not believe that they had come from outside. But that was nothing compared to his surprise when his wife recognized Alex as their long-lost son, Alake, who had been stolen by poachers as a cub. Alex and Zuba had matching birthmarks to prove it. Alex was overjoyed.
I've got a mom and dad!
He shouted. All 4 friends were excited about their new home. Marty found a herd of zebras who loved all the same things he did. Gloria got a date with the most popular male hippo on the reserve, and the other giraffes made Melman their doctor. Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria completely forgot about trying to get back to New York. But the penguins did not. They needed sheet metal and parts to fix their plane, and they had a plan for getting them.
Operation Tourist Trap is a go,
said Skipper as he crouched by the side of the road. When a jeep appeared, Private jumped in front of it and faked an injury. The driver got out, horrified. When the tourist followed to snap pictures, the other penguins jumped aboard, hot-wired the jeep, and escaped with Private. The tourists rallied around Nana. She led them into the jungle and convinced them that, as New Yorkers, they could make it anywhere. Because Alex had missed growing up on the reserve, he also missed the rite of passage that each lion must go through. He agreed to do it now, without really understanding what was involved.
Great, a performance!
Alex said.
I think that's up my alley, guys. If it's tradition, I want to do it.
He told his parents. Alex chose an opponent for what he thought would be a dance battle. Makunga, a lion who was plotting against Alex and his father, helped Alex pick Tsitsi. It turned out to be an actual fight, and Tsitsi flattened Alex. Zuba was shocked that his son could be beaten. After all, he had said he was a king.
Well, I am a king. I'm the king of New York.
Alex tried to explain.
It's my stage name.
As Alpha Lion, Zuba was supposed to cast out all failures. Although he was disappointed in Alex, he couldn't banish him. Instead, Zuba threw down his scepter and said he was not Alpha Lion anymore. Makunga was glad to take the job. He immediately made Alex wear the hat of shame and said he had to leave the watering hole. Melman was not having a good day either. He had been making his rounds as the giraffe's new doctor when one of them said he had the telltale sign of witch doctor's disease, a brown spot on his back. Melman learned that he had about 2 days to live. Meanwhile, Marty was losing his enthusiasm for being part of the zebra herd. The other zebras seemed to enjoy being exactly alike, but it left Marty feeling sad.
I always thought I was a little bit unique,
he complained. Worse still, Alex could not tell Marty from the rest of the herd and mistook another zebra for his friend. They argued, and Marty stormed off, deeply offended. King Julian discovered Melman in a deep hole, waiting to die.
Oh, if I, King Julian, that's my name, only had 2 days left to live, I would do all the things I've ever dreamed of doing,
he said. Melman knew just what he wanted to do. He had to tell Gloria how he felt about her.
Well, you gotta march right up to this woman, right? You look her right in the eye. You lean forward,
Julian said,
and then you're gonna say, "Baby, I dig you."
Melman was more eloquent when he found Gloria on her date with Moto Moto. Melman told the male hippo that he had found the perfect woman and should appreciate her. Melman said if he were lucky enough to be in Moto Moto's place, he would spend every day trying to think of how to make Gloria laugh. Gloria didn't have much time to contemplate Melman's declaration. The next day, the watering hole went dry. She and Moto Moto tried to dig for water, but found only gold and jewels. Makunga did not have any solutions, and the animals wished Zuba was still in charge. Alex said the problem looked like a blocked pipe to him, and he proposed going off the reserve to fix it. On his way off the reserve, Alex stopped to apologize to Marty. This time, he was able to pick him out of the hundreds of other zebras in the herd.
Well, I just want you to know that you're 1 in a million.
Alex said.
Okay, I'm in.
Marty said. Alex told him he couldn't come with him.
I don't believe you have a choice,
Marty said. So the friends traveled upriver together. The source of the problem turned out to be the stranded tourists, who had built a huge dam. They had also learned to make spears and trap animals. Alex was caught, and Marty ran back to the reserve for help. But one helper was already on his way. Zuba arrived just in time to save Alex from being roasted over an open fire. But they were not out of the jungle yet. Alex realized that the tourists were from New York, and he started doing one of his famous dance routines. Even Zuba got into the act. They won everyone over, except Nana, who was determined not to let her dinner get away. Just in time, Marty's rescue party arrived in the newly repaired plane. They scooped up Alex and his dad in a bucket suspended by a chain of chimps. Nana was still trying to shoot them, and when her gun jammed, she stood atop the dam wielding her handbag. Skipper flew the plane in low.
Hold on to your skirts. It's dam busting time,
He said. The bucket crashed into the dam, breaking it and letting water spill into the riverbed once more. Alex and Zuba were washed downstream to the watering hole, where the animals cheered wildly. Makunga was still trying to cause trouble, though. He said Alex and Zuba had to leave the watering hole. Alex presented him with Nana's handbag as an apparent peace offering. But Nana, who had also been washed downstream, was not pleased to find him with it. She focused all her hostility on the bad kitty, and the animals cheered Makunga's punishment. Zuba and Alex were part of the pride again, and Zuba insisted that Alex share his role as alpha lion. He was proud of his son, the King of New York. Love was in the air. Gloria now knew that the perfect guy for her had been there all along, and he wasn't dying after all. There was no such thing as witch doctor's disease. Melman was supposed to be covered in brown spots. He and Gloria stood under a flower-covered arch at a lovely wedding ceremony for another couple. Skipper and the hula doll were married by Zuba, with all their friends looking on. Then the penguins and chimps readied the plane for a trip.
We'll be back after the honeymoon in Monte Carlo, or whenever the gold runs out,
Skipper called back. Alex and his friends didn't mind being stuck in Africa for a while longer.
Let them take their time.
Alex said.
New York isn't going anywhere. Right, guys?
The others agreed.